He didn't pay for anything at all. You see, a lot of people say, oh, you're very stupid. Oh, you paid for your wedding. You're very desperate. No, it didn't happen that way. I lived here in Nigeria and he lived in Ghana. Whenever he came here, he lived with me. Whenever I went to Ghana, I lived with him. So that was how the relationship was. When we were planning our wedding, I was here in Nigeria, he was in Ghana. And all he kept saying was, baby, go ahead and spend. Baby, go ahead and spend. I will repay you back. You see what? The reason I actually did this interview is because I have a lot of proof. I have a lot of documents to back up everything I said. This is, first of all, I'd like to say there is no kind of proof in this world that stands out than a conversation between two people. Now, I cannot forge a document about somebody else. The network would sue me, the person would sue me. So if this is not his number, I would be sued. Now, these are documents of me asking this man to pay me back the money I used in marrying him. In this document also, you would also see his replies. There is also a document stated here when I said that he never gave me any money, and he acknowledged it, that he never gave me any money for. I said, Ola, the only money you gave me for the wedding is 1.7 million. Even your family contributed 1 million inside this money. You asked me to keep spending my money. You would pay me back. I don't know why it's an issue now. Is 1.7 million my bride price, or is that what bought the drinks, flew you there, paid for hotel, and fed you? My friend's boyfriend paid for the hotel that my husband slept with me in, made love to me in on the day of my wedding. It was another man that paid for it. To the drinks of my wedding, I paid for it. I flew my ex-husband down from Ghana to Nigeria, to my village, to get married to me. His uncle, God bless him, he's a pastor, gave me 1 million naira through my son's father. That is the 1.7 million I was talking about. Then my son's father gave me two different money, 300,000 naira once and 400,000 naira once, which is making 700,000, which I never used that money for the wedding, because by the time it came in, I'd already spent and I've already dispatched all the money that was out. So yes, these are all the documents that shows that Olakunle Churchill was married by a woman's money. It's here. So if you say that this is not your number, Olakunle Churchill, I will prove to the world that this is your number. I will go to every network that you use and I'll prove to them that this is your number, because this is your number. And these are all the proof that you, even in here, he negotiated my bill. Because when I asked him for this money was after we got married. I knew that I wanted to leave him. So I started asking for all of my properties. I just wanted to, in disguise, to take everything I had and leave. So I started to ask him for it. And at the end of this, he paid me 10 million naira. That was 2016 December. That was the month I left him. That's when he gave me 10 million naira as a cover for everything I did. In here is also a message that he asked me that I should, that how much, she said, baby, how much have you spent so far from the introduction up to date? Give me. That's what he does sometimes. So if I ask him for my money for too much, then he will now say, oh, send me. And in the next 1 month, he doesn't send my money anymore. So these are all the proof that I paid to marry this man, and this man did not spend a dime, not even for food. Asking for all of my properties. I just wanted to, in disguise, to take everything I had and leave. So I started to ask him for it. And at the end of this, he paid me 10 million naira. That was 2016 December. That was the month I left him. That's when he gave me 10 million naira as a cover for everything I did. In here is also a message that he asked me that I should, that how much, she said, baby, how much have you spent so far from the introduction up to date? Give me. That's what he does sometimes. So if I ask him for my money for too much, then he will now say, oh, send me. And in the next 1 month, he doesn't send my money anymore. So these are all the proof that I paid to marry this man, and this man did not spend a dime, not even for food. Actually, 3 days ago, he actually said that in an interview. The interview is on Stella Dimoko. I would send it to you so that it can come up on screen. I actually have the short code to it. He said that there was never a wedding. That there were only 4 people and it was a parlor wedding.
There was no marriage. There was just like knocking. No celebrity came. You didn't even call an artist. You didn't call any of your friends. Just 4 of us. Me, my mom, and 2 other people. What we had was a parlor thing, but they celebrated. We were to do the...
Now, there were 250 people in attendance sitting down in my wedding. Then the whole village, 3 communities before my village, they all came out because my father is a big deal from where I come from. So they all came out. I had over 1,000 people at my wedding, and these are pictures to prove it. These are pictures. You zoom in. These are pictures of different people. There is a video. There's a dancing video of the 2 of us. You see the crowd. You see the mopos. My father had to get almost 12 lorries of mopos because of protection. And this man went to a court and told the court that I paid for my wedding because there were only 4 people. I know people sit at home and say, you know, this girl is very stupid. You paid for your wedding. Why did you pay for your wedding? You are desperate. Why did you pay for your wedding? No, I was pregnant for this man. This man, I was a walking scam for this man. Like I told you, he already told me, stay, okay, don't worry. Continue spending your money. I will reimburse you when I come back. What was I going to say? What was I going to do? Not spend? Not do it? Did I even know I was going to get scammed or going to get... I didn't know all of these things. Because if I knew, I would not be the person. I would not be the person to be in this situation, trust me. So this is the wedding attended by only 4 people. That is his mother there that sprayed me 2,000 naira in 200 naira notes. That is his mother there, dressed in ashwebi. On the pictures on the slide, my father was wearing ashwebi. I was wearing ashwebi. Even to the dress this man wore, he doesn't even know who tailored his dress. I bought materials. I took his dresses to a tailor. I sold his clothes, bought him a shoe. Just to come for a wedding that I paid for. And you tell me that 4 people attended only that wedding? 4 people? Kule, 4 people? Well, the truth is, you will say there was no wedding because you never paid for a wedding. I paid for the wedding. So I know there was a wedding. I know there was a wedding. And the world knows that there was a wedding too. I seriously don't want to break down because aside from the first time I did my interview, that was the only point where I was weak. Right now, I'm not weak. I'm a tiger. Right now, I'm a tiger out for blood. So there is no weakness here. I feel terrible. I feel bad. I feel used. I am the biggest scam that Churchill or Lakunle or Laduni has ever played in his life. I never wanted to have a child. I've always said it on all my interviews. So I was not using a child to trap a man. There was no reason for me to use a child to trap a man because I had said it in all my interviews. I don't want to have children. And I didn't want to have children for my personal reasons. I had mommy issues. My mother died. I was scared of losing myself and losing my... I just didn't want to go down that road. I met some man who I thought was a human being, who cajoled me, lied to me, beat me into getting what he wanted. I'm not going to keep quiet anymore. No. Yes. The first interview I did, which was with Azuka, the woman who actually deceived me to take an interview for me and got bribed by Skin's father. Now, I gave them this picture. There's a picture of me here, and there's also another picture. This one My son's father actually released him. His media people actually released it to the internet, on the internet. This is actually a video of me trying to hit him. And if you look closely on this video, you will know that my face has been battered. My face had potholes. Like you could see all of that. Now, I'm sure the video will also play. Now, this is also one of my pictures. This is a black eye. I also gave them a picture of one of my ribs. This is a black eye. I gave it to them, and they said that I made this up like it was a makeup artist. I want to appeal to the whole of Nigeria and all the makeup artists in African Nigeria, everywhere I've ever traveled to. If you did this makeup for me, please, it is not time for you to keep quiet. Come out and speak and call me a liar that I did a makeup for this. I have been told that they were going to take this picture for forensic. I was so happy when they said that. It's been 3 years now, nobody has brought out a forensic about this picture. I lost a pregnancy. There was a night, one of the days I confirmed that this man was truly Yahoo. After I came back from giving birth for my son, I had been suspecting that he was Yahoo. Before I even came back to Nigeria, I had started to suspect. But the only thing that actually made me confirm was a night. He wasn't supposed to be home that night. And I slept early. Because of my son, I sleep early. And I went and I heard some noise upstairs in his room, because he's in the penthouse and my room is under. So I heard the noise upstairs. Nobody was supposed to be in that room. So I was going to go check what was happening in the room. I opened up this room. I saw a full-grown man wearing a red cloth in his waist with red candles everywhere around him with a laptop in his hand. Immediately I saw that, I was shocked. I was simply shocked. And I was shocked. I was not scared, but I was shocked. But I just started laughing like a mad person. I just started laughing. He got me, and that was one of the fights we fought after King. When I lost my pregnancy, he pushed me down a flight of 3 stairs. We were fighting.